Thomas Frank isn't wasting a second. Tottenham's new boss might be in his first international break with Spurs, but make no mistake, his focus is already locked on the one game every fan circles on the calendar, the North London derby. As Arsenal wait across the capital, Frank's planning starts now, and even while some of his stars are scattered around the world, others are being fine-tuned back home at Hotspur Way. The Dane knows this is more than just another fixture. This is a chance to make a statement. Thomas Frank has allowed his non-international players a short breather, a few days of rest after a hectic few weeks before the hard work begins again. Behind the scenes, those staying in North London are set to resume full sessions midweek, with some expected to feature in an in-house friendly with the under-21 squad. Romanian defender Radu Dragushin, fresh off international training, is likely to get minutes, as Frank aims to sharpen match rhythm and test tactical tweaks before the derby. For Spurs fans, the excitement is building. There's a sense that Frank is quietly instilling something structure, discipline, and a tactical plan that's already taking shape. And now, as the countdown to Arsenal begins, the question is simple. How many of his international stars will return fit and ready? Tottenham's squad, like many Premier Hamza League giants, is scattered across continents this week. Captain Cristian Romero is among the first expected back. Argentina's friendly against India has been postponed, meaning the defender will only feature once against Angola on Friday. It's a boost for Frank, who will welcome his skipper home early, giving Romero valuable recovery time before facing Arsenal's attack at the Emirates next on the return list, Dutch duo Xavi Simons and Mickey van der Ven, both due back after the Netherlands Monday Night World Cup qualifier against Lithuania. France's young stars Wilson Odobert and Mathys Tel will also feature in their under-21 European qualifier against the Faroe Islands. Once they're home, Tuesday will be a recovery day, and by Wednesday, Frank should have most of his group back in full training. But while some play closer to home, others face marathon journeys. Pape Matar Sarr will represent Senegal in Turkey against Kenya. Lucas Bergvall plays for Sweden against Slovenia. Kevin Danso lines up for Austria. Brennan Johnson features for Wales, and Pedro Porro joins Spain in a crucial qualifier against Turkey. Then there's Rodrigo Bentancur playing for Uruguay in a friendly against the USA that kicks off at midnight UK time. For Frank, that means Bentancur might not land back in London until Thursday. That leaves him with just 3 full days to prepare with his complete squad before facing Mikel Arteta's men. 3 days. That's all Thomas Frank will have with his entire team before his first North London derby, a match that defines managers and ignites legacies. Both sides will have had 1 extra day's rest thanks to the Sunday kickoff, but there's no hiding the scale of the challenge. Arsenal are flying high, and Tottenham, under new ideas, new intensity, and new belief, are still finding their rhythm. For Frank, the aim is to harness that underdog spirit Spurs fans know so well, and turn it into a performance that shocks the league. The atmosphere around Hotspur Way will soon be electric. Every pass, every sprint, every tactical drill, all building toward that 90-minute battle in North London. But while Frank plans for Arsenal, one of his biggest names faces pressure of his own on the international stage. Richarlison'S place in the Brazil squad is suddenly under threat. The 28-year-old has been included in Carlo Ancelotti's latest squad for friendlies against Senegal and Tunisia, but the reaction back home in Brazil has been fierce. Once hailed as the Seleção's golden striker at the 2022 World Cup, Richarlison'S form has since wavered. He hasn't scored for his country since that 4-1 win over South Korea in Qatar almost 3 years ago now. Brazilian newspaper O Globo called this his last chance to justify his inclusion, warning that the Tottenham man could soon fall behind the likes of João Pedro, Matheus Cunha, and rising star Igor Thiago. And the timing couldn't be tougher. At Spurs, Richarlison has endured a stop-start season one that's tested his confidence and patience. Before his crucial late goal in the 2-2 draw with Manchester United, he hadn't found the net in the Premier League since the Brighton game back in September. Add a missed penalty in the 4-0 Champions League win over Copenhagen, and the pressure has been piling up. Brazil boss Carlo Ancelotti, however, continues to show faith in his former Everton striker, but even his words suggest that patience has limits. Speaking earlier this month, Ancelotti explained, we're evaluating a centre forward with a different profile. Richarlison gives us that reference point in the area, a striker who plays inside the box. He's not playing much right now, but as a number 9, he's scored many goals for Brazil. Still, whispers in Brazil hint that Ancelotti's loyalty might be rooted in their shared past at Everton. With João Pedro and Cunha offering more dynamic movement and technical flair, Richarlison needs to prove that he still deserves to wear that famous yellow shirt. As Tottenham, his importance has grown unexpectedly. Randall Kolo Muani's fractured jaw, sustained in that bruising clash at Manchester United, has left Frank short of natural centre forwards. Dominic Solanke remains sidelined with an ankle problem, leaving Richarlison as one of the only fit senior strikers available. He might not be in the best form, but his work rate, aggression and passion have made him a fan favourite. Frank's challenge now is to help unlock the goals again, to turn Richarlison's frustrations into fire. With matches against Arsenal, PSG, Newcastle and Brentford all coming before December, Tottenham need their Brazilian forward to rediscover that ruthless edge he showed in Qatar. Behind the calm press conferences and polite smiles, Thomas Frank is quietly a perfectionist. Those who know his work at Brentford recall how methodical his planning was, every set piece rehearsed, every pressing trigger timed to perfection. At Spurs, he's trying to balance structure with flair, combining discipline with the attacking freedom fans crave. His first few weeks in charge have shown glimpses of what's to come. Quicker ball recoveries, a more compact defensive shape, and an emphasis on transitions through Simons and Odegaard. Now, with injuries and fatigue mounting, Frank must adapt again. Expect him to lean on versatile players Richarlison on the left or central, Mathys Tel as a wide forward, and perhaps even Mickey van der Ven pushed into advanced phases when needed. Every small decision counts in the build-up to Arsenal. Tottenham's start to the season has been turbulent, but there's a growing sense of purpose. Frank's arrival has brought calmness after chaos, and though results haven't always matched the effort, belief is quietly returning. Injuries to Solanke, Maddison, Kulusevski, and now Kolo Muani have tested the squad's depth, yet there's resilience in the camp. Players like Pedro Porro, Romero and Bentancur have emerged as leaders, and with young talents such as Tel, Odegaard and Bergvall showing hunger, Spurs fans can sense that this rebuild might finally have direction. The fans are ready. You can feel it on social media, in the pubs, outside Hotspur Way. Everyone's talking about one thing: the derby, Frank's first taste of North London fire. He's known for his composure, but even he admits that games like this mean everything. It's about pride, identity, and proving Tottenham can go toe-to-toe with Arsenal again. And make no mistake, every Spurs fan will expect a performance full of fight, discipline, and heart. A statement, not just for the table, but for the badge. So here we are, Thomas Frank deep in preparation, Richarlison fighting for form and recognition, and Tottenham gearing up for one of the biggest fixtures of their season. The next few weeks will define not just Spurs' momentum, but also the credibility of Frank's new era. If Tottenham can rise above the injuries, manage the fatigue, and channel the fire of their fans, the story of this season could yet take a dramatic turn. All eyes now on the Emirates Arsenal versus Tottenham, and for Thomas Frank, his first real taste of North London warfare. The countdown has begun. This is Tottenham Hotspur, and this is just the start.